Good morning. Welcome back to Bibliosa. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Today, we're going to play my TBR game to find out which books I'll be reading in February. But first, before we do that, let's go over what I had for January and see how I did. I was on par. I read an average of 4 or 5, maybe 6 books a month, and I read 4. I finished The Predator by Runix. This was my creator pick, recommended by Lindsay from She Is Booked and Busy, and I wasn't impressed, honestly. I can look past a lot of things in books, but it's very hard for me to look past poor writing. And I struggled with this. I almost DNF'd it probably 3 times, and the last time I was at, I think, 68%, and I decided, you know what, I'm so close to the end, I should just finish it. So I did. I gave it 2.75 stars. I honestly wasn't that interested in the characters or the mafia aspect or, the feuding families, anything really that was going on. I didn't get interested in that story until like the 70%, 75% mark. Once we got a little bit of the backstory about Tristan and Marana, my interest was a little more piqued, and I decided it was worth finishing. So it was okay. I probably will read the next book in the series. So the next on the list was Nocticadia. I think this was the first one that I read this year. Knocked it out of the park. Carrie Lake is my new favorite author, I think, and I'm seriously considering making 2026 the year of Carrie Lake and just reading one of her books every month if possible, because she always hits for me. I gave this one 4.75 stars. I was really worried about the, we'll say parasite aspect, because that kind of thing really grosses me out pretty hardcore, but I think it got better. The further you got into the book, it wasn't as bad. Once you got used to it, you could kind of look past it. It was phenomenal. Loved it. Loved everything about this book except those. Then I listened to Hollow by Selena Myers. This was one of my NetGalley arcs. It was okay. I gave it 3.75 stars. It was enjoyable. It was a good time. There were so many characters in this story, and the narrator and the author did a great job of differentiating between each one. It was very well done. It just wasn't that exciting. It didn't really amp up until the last 15% or so. It was good. It was worth reading. And then I added We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark. I also had a NetGalley arc of this, and it was releasing this month, I believe. So I listened to that too. I also gave this a 3.75 stars. I wasn't that impressed. I was really excited about the fact that they put vampires into a Roman-esque story, but it was me. It wasn't the book. I am just not a huge fan of the Roman type stories. I just never have been. I knew going in that I probably wouldn't like it as much because of that, and I still did it anyways. It's my fault. Everything else was fine. I'm sure other people are probably loving it and rating it much higher than I did. It was a me issue on that one for sure. So I read 4 out of 7. I did get to about 33% on Born for Silk. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it or not. It's just not drawing me in as much as I hoped it would. And the quality isn't as great as I hoped it would be. So we'll see if I continue with that or not. I'm not sure. Tourist season, I'm kind of shocked I didn't pick this up, honestly. Maybe I'm waiting for summer. Who knows? But the other ones just sounded better at the time, so that's what I did. And then Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune is just such a fun story. I'm about 54% in. If you are going to read these books at all, please listen to them because the audiobooks are phenomenal. I love them. I smile the entire time I'm listening to them. So that's where we are now. I've already set up my board, and of course we're gonna see how many books we end up with by the time we get to the end of this. I'm not gonna go through the rules. I explain most spaces every time I land on them. If you want more information, there are other TBR videos on my channel. You can go back and watch. I think the first one I go pretty in depth into all of the different spaces and their meanings and all of the crazy nonsense in my Enchanted Stacks game. I think we're ready, and we should get the show on the road. Okay, rule number 1. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A wild. Is it cheating if I just say Somewhere Beyond the Sea so I can finish it? I think I'm going to take that easy win, because sometimes, as we all know, this game can be brutal. So, Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune is number 1. Okay, let's roll for our second one. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually a go forward however many spaces I roll on the die. But I was actually thinking about this the other day, and I feel like that's kind of just like a freebie cheat, right? Because I rolled and got here, and now I'm just rolling again to advance again. So I think I might make it a backwards as well, like this one. Because, I mean, what fun is it if we don't have a challenge, right? Watch me regret those words. But, okay, so I'm going to roll to see how many spaces we go backwards. 1. TBR jar. Let's see. As we all know, colors don't mean anything. Some of these are terrifying. Hopefully we get something that I really want to read. February is a short month. I need a break. A cover with a mirror or reflection on it. All right, let's see what I can find. Okay, for the TBR jar prompt, a cover with a mirror or reflection. I found a few choices. I could go with Blood and Steel by Helen Shearer because I really want to read her other series and just have not gotten there. Because of this, I need to read this first. I could go with A Touch of Golden Madness by K.L. DeVore. And mind you, all of these just have like little reflections on something on the cover because it was really hard to find something that had a reflection or a mirror on it. Just saying. So, a little bit of grace. Thank you. And I could go with The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. I think I'm going to go with The Second Death of Locke because, number one, it is a creator recommendation from Jessica at Jessica's Library Card. And number two, it has the most reflections on the cover. Or they're the brightest or whatever. It fits the prompt the best. So, second book on the February TBR is The Second Death of Locke. Okay, roll number 3. 1. And we get to roll again to see how many we're going to go backwards since I changed it. I knew that was going to bite me. 3. 1, 2, 3. Spinner wheel. All right. Enchanted Stacks TBR. Spinning. I don't want to look. Sometimes it can be great and sometimes it can be really rude. Happily Ever After. No. So, Happily Ever After just means that I advance to the end of the game with the books that I have on my shelf or on my list already. And I only have 2. So we're gonna disregard that and pretend it never happened and spin again. Ooh, unread Kindle wheel. This could be interesting. I did go through and update everything on there, but I have added probably, I don't even want to admit this, maybe 20 Kindle books in the last couple of months. Those 99-cent deals get me. So, unread Kindle, we're going to shuffle it, and now we're going to spin. Oh, there's so many on here. Stormfront, the Harry Dresden Files. Oh, it's been on there so long. Which I guess is the point, right? That's why I made that wheel to begin with. Ah, jeez Louise. You guys know what Stormfront's about, right? The Dresden Files, #1 by Jim Butcher. As a professional wizard, Harry Dresden knows firsthand that the everyday world is actually full of strange and magical things, and most of them don't play well with humans. And those that do enjoy playing with humans far too much. He also knows he's the best at what he does. Technically, he's the only at what he does. But even though Harry is the only game in town, business, to put it mildly, stinks. So when the Chicago PD bring him in to consult on a double homicide committed with black magic, Harry's seeing dollar signs. But where there's black magic, there's a black mage behind it. And now that mage knows Harry's name. This is iconic. Everyone who reads fantasy, almost, has read these books. And I really wanted to. I don't know if I want to so much anymore. But what the Kindle wheel says, the Teresa does. So, Stormfront by Jim Butcher. Okay, Let's roll number 4, I think. Stormfront. I still can't believe I got Stormfront. All right, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, that's remove a book from the list. So we have Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which I'm halfway through and love. Definitely not getting rid of that. Second Death of Luck, which I'm looking forward to reading and is a creator pick. Not getting rid of that. And Stormfront. So, sorry, Harry. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm not going to call that interference. 1 TBR jar. All right. A book set in space. Ooh, this game is trying to kill me this time. All right. Outside your comfort zone, February it is. Let's see what I got. Oh, you guys. I think it's time for me to read Project Hail Mary for a book set in space. Yep. Okay. On to the next roll. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spinner wheel. All right. Let's see what we get. Screen record. Enchanted sticks. Shuffle. Spin. Treat yourself. I get to buy a book. I think I might bend the rule a little bit and save this to the end so I know which one I need to buy. So that one we will figure out later. Okay. Next one. 1. Wild. All right. What am I going to pick for Wild? I think I'm definitely going to have to go with one of the book club books this month. I'm in about 4 or 5 book clubs on Fable, and the 2 that I really want to participate with this month are The Wolf King and From Blood and Ash. So which one do I want to put on the TBR for sure? I think I'm going to go with The Wolf King. I've heard a lot about this one. Everyone seems to really like this book, so I'm going to go for that. All right, next roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fate. And fate, as we know, says that if we roll a 1 or a 2, we add a book. A 3 or a 4, nothing changes. A 5 or a 6, we remove a book. So let's see. A 2, we add a book. Well, I'm going to add the other book club book, I guess. That makes the most sense, which is From Blood and Ash by JLA. So that's going on February's TBR. So we need a 1 to finish the game. Anything other than a 1, and I'm going to be coming back for some more fun. Let's see what we get. A 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. This is a free space. There's no consequences attached to that one. So rolling again. Uh-oh. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spinner wheel. All right. Here we go. Let's shuffle. Spin. Oh, please be good. Revival. Okay. So, Revival is self-explanatory. We put a book back on the TBR that we previously removed during play. The only one that we have removed is Stormfront by Jim Butcher. So, Stormfront is now back on the TBR. All right, we need a 4 to end the game. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a free space. Rolling again. 3. 1, 2, 3. Fate again. A 5. So we are adding another book. Which one do I want to do? Let me check the other book clubs and see what they're into. Okay, we have some really great choices. Laura's book club is reading Servant of Earth, and I really want to read that. Who Did This to You book club is reading To Cage a Wild Bird, and I actually have an arc of that. So that could actually count for my arc this month too. Or Emmy's book club is reading The Will of the Many. And I do really want to read that one, but I feel like it's a lot for this month. My TBR stack is already pretty big. And even though I allow myself to not read every single book I put on there, I don't want it to be overwhelming or too big or add pressure. So I think I'm gonna go with To Cage a Wild Bird. Okay, next roll. We need a 1 to end the game. We got a 2, which means another fate roll. 5, remove a book. Well, I'm sorry, Stormfront. It's nothing personal, but okay, still need that 1. 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a free space. 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's the end of the game. So the February TBR has Somewhere Beyond the Sea for a Wild. The TBR jar that asked for a reflection of some kind on the cover, I chose Second Death of Locke. For the book set in space, Project Hail Mary. For the Wild, we chose The Wolf King. For the first Fate ad, I chose From Blood and Ash. For the second Fate ad, I chose To Cage a Wild Bird. And I still need to treat my shelf. So let's see. I know it's a cop-out, but I think I'll just use the treat my shelf to get Second Death of Locke, because I don't yet own that one. So that works out perfectly. I don't need to add any more books to the TBR because frankly, my dear, we have enough. So thanks for coming back around. I hope you enjoyed my silly little game. And if you've read any of these, let me know which one is your favorite. What should I start with? Let me know. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.